Hello, everyone, and happy Mother's Day. Considering the title of this video, uh, I decided to bring some hateration to this day. I feel like this day, as a child of a tumultuous, abusive household, I hate this day and Father's Day. And I just feel like people are lying to themselves. So commence with me as I have a tier list pretty much of like the worst types of moms. If you want a dad's one, let me know. But I'm gonna start with moms, and I might provide a couple like uh media examples along the way. So let's start with our first tier. It's tier S, A, B, C, D. Y'all know. Tier S being like the worst type of mom. Tier D, like this mom could probably go to some therapy. She could potentially go to some therapy and get her life together. And now listen, don't get in your feelings because I said your mom was terrible. Okay, don't get in the comment section that crazy. I have my little notepad, so let's begin. So I'm starting off with tier D and going up. So tier D I have is the religious mom. Um, I feel like the religious mom coincides with can coincide with all of these different tiers, okay? But I'm gonna be generous with the religious mom because sometimes she's just brainwashed from her upbringing and she realizes it later on in life, and that's why she can be rehabilitated. This is the mom who probably raises you to be very religious. This is the mom I feel like they partially don't really set you up for the world. Maybe not in the most malicious way, but this is just so religious and are like, oh God and Father, thou art in heaven. I feel like they just don't live in reality. So they don't prepare their daughters for real life dating or like their daughters for like anything pertaining to really puberty. Not all religious moms are like this, but I find that there is a strong intersection with a lot of negligence and religious mothers, especially pertaining to their daughters, because how would I not know? So I feel like this mom doesn't really teach their daughters about their bodies as they should, because they like don't know their own selves. Don't really talk to them about sex. Don't prepare them for dating. It's kind of like I feel like the religious mom kind of coincides with the mom who's like, just stay, put your head in the books, which is like, what? This is not real advice. This is not real word advice that anyone can benefit from. And those children tend to have to figure out a lot on their own. And like maybe this mother later in life realizes, like, you know what? I'm not really that religious anymore. So that's why religious mom is like tier D. But it can get so much worse. Religious mom is a spectrum for sure. But I think, you know, for some of them, they can see the light. So I'm going to move on to tier C. And I feel like tier C is the almond mom slash helicopter mom. I do have a couple tiers in these types of moms. And I just feel like the helicopter and almond mom are damaging. Let's just start with the almond mom. Almond moms are very damaging. Could damage someone's self-esteem about themselves for years. Can develop obviously EDs from almond mom. Have low self-esteem because you're constantly trying to fit whatever image they have in your head of you, physically. So almond mom is she is to me worse than a religious mom because I think relationship with food is something a lot of people in general struggle with. But I think a lot of that can come back to our household and our relationship with our food. And of course, like all of these mothers, they don't exist in a vacuum. We live in a patriarchal society that pushes women to be thin and be weak And so our mothers so internalized this in extreme ways. I randomly had a black almond mom. Like it's truly mind-boggling when you think about it. I'm like a black almond mom. Like yeah, I know it was really bad. So almond moms are damaging. I think they can be rehabilitated with some time. Obviously, this is not a generalization. Any people of this tiers cannot be rehabilitated at all. But I think almond moms can. They saw the light. Maybe if they got a little some of that 2010s body positivity feminism, they might have come out better. Maybe. And then helicopter mom, the ones who's overprotective. This can obviously go into extremes, but the ones who won't let you do sleepovers, you can't, you know, you can't go out that often. This can be very damaging on a child's social life. They're constantly just at home as an adult. This can be pretty damaging when you don't allow your kids to pretty much do anything outside of go to school and come home. Like humans are social. Children need social lives. They need social lives outside of the gaze of their parents. Inciting helicopter parenting can be quite damaging. Um, for a lot of children, and this is why they're on the tier C because it's like give your child some fucking time to themselves and their friends. Like what? Now we're gonna move on to tier B, tiger parent. Listen, tiger parents. They're further up on the tier list, so I don't know if they could be truly rehabilitated. Someone tell me in the comments. Maybe you have a recovering tiger parent, but I feel like these ones they just live vicariously through their kids. They don't even see their kids as like human beings. They just see them as like whatever, just an extension of themselves, honestly. Um, and they just push their kids. You know, a lot of ego driven for these parents to have their kids look well because they're a reflection of them. So oftentimes it's just this uh very like there's like your child's literally just an extension of yourself and you're not really seeing them as a full human being that should have their own interests outside of what you want for them. Tiger parents, it's interesting to me that tiger parents, depending on the culture, most people really don't even see tiger parents as like an issue. Like, you know, especially if the child is successful, especially like being black and having a black tiger parent. I didn't quite have a I didn't have a black tiger parent, but like having a tiger parent, especially who's black, and like they have their children be successful. Let's say they're celebrities. I won't be too messy and mention the celebrities, but y'all could think of some who had black tiger parents, even currently. And some of y'all faves are tiger parents, and y'all just eat it up. Y'all eat it up. And I just think these poor kids need to escape. Okay, they need to escape these people because their parents just think they're like the fucking they have a dynasty or something in their head. They think this is Game of Thrones where they can just maneuver their kids' lives like fucking chess. And they'll come up on top and be on the Iron Throne at the end of their lives, I guess. I don't know. Tiger parents, hard to rehabilitate, in my opinion. Let me know if y'all tell me more about black tiger parents. If y'all have, if you're black with a tiger parent, let me know. I know Asian people get like stereotyped with tiger parents, but there's tiger parents of like definitely variety of races and ethnicities. Um, okay, and now we're moving to tier A, which I call the pick me mom. I don't know. This group can also coincide with a lot of religious moms because religion sort of enforces a lot of this patriarchal indoctrination to women to sort of worship men. The pick me mom, I don't know, y'all. I think when you are a woman and you decide that men are just it and you put them before your kids, and even the most extreme cases where there's abuse involved, especially, you know, child abuse, fill in the blank word, these women tended to support me. They would rather believe their boyfriend or their husband or whatever the case may be over their own child. Um, and it's pretty atrocious. What do y'all think? Like, it's pretty atrocious. I mean, of course, in extreme cases, but just like in general, having a mom who like literally chooses their romantic partners over the person they literally birth who has no control of that. I, let me know if y'all have recovering pick me moms, because I think this group of women are just lost. They're just lost. I feel like it's hard to like get through their head that you should care about, something more than a man. Maybe care about yourself. Maybe care about your child. I don't know. There's no man that's good enough. There's I can't even fathom an adult man be more important than someone. I have to literally birth out my body. And birthing is painful. So like you go through the birthing process, you go through all that labor, and then some man comes to your life or he's in your life and he matters more. I just again, worst mom tier list. Okay. I don't know if they can recover, but so now we're going to tier S. This is the cream of the crop. She's kind of she could literally be all of these tiers, all wrapped in one terrible person. There's all these tiers in one person. It's like just full of contradictions, right? Uh, and I call this one the Mary Precious Mom. I feel like this is the mom who just sort of gives birth. Like this is like who I met when people say that this is their birthing parent. I imagine Mary, just someone who just like gives birth to children to just like literally suck their life force out of them until they fucking die. And oftentimes these children are in codependent relationships with these parents. Um, Sometimes these children can't see the light that their parent is draining them of everything. Even if they complain, like that's still my mama. I'm still girl. Anyways, y'all know y'all have some friends who tell you all the terrible shit about their fucking parents, and then grinning from ear to ear on Mother's Day, finna treat them like a queen. Like, girl, what? Your mama did all this for you, and you still finna go and give her a bouquet of flowers and take her to Cheddar's for a Mother's Day dinner? Girl, please. Girl, she's forcing you to go sit next to your uncle who your weird uncle sitting next to you and she don't give a fuck. That's her brother. Girl, please. Please. This is your mom. So I hate being friends. This is a little bit of a thing. I just hate being friends with moms like this. I just who don't even see the light. It's one thing if you see the light. It's like don't tell me how shitty your mom is, and then you still want to grin and kiki with her like ain't nothing happened. Like I understand abuse is so complex, trust me. um, but you gotta still like. So whoever's watching here, and your mom is like Mary from Precious, sis, it's time you gotta put some distance between you and that woman, okay? These women, I don't think they're really can rehabilitate. They just truly hate their kids. And, and sometimes they bring these kids into situations that may not be the most consensual. Like when we get coerced to have kids. Um, but and these women themselves have typically are obviously abused. I mean, all these women, all these mothers from all these tiers don't exist in the vacuum. They're socialized through their families, through their communities, through society at large. And so I just feel like these tier S Mary precious bitches, I don't know if they ever will see the light. What's interesting? Mary, played by Monique. I always imagine like her mother might be this in this category as well. If you don't know Lala Monique, you should research her past and learn about her own upbringing as a child. But I just think can't save these women. You cannot save Mary. Mary can't be saved. Mary has to be cut off. Like your mom is like Mary, sis, or whoever, sis, bro. Y'all gotta cut her off. Truly, she drains every ounce of your energy. Every ounce of your energy. And I'm just sort of thinking, like, pertaining to my mom. Honestly, she's just kind of like she touches all these tears to some degree. Probably the last one is like helicopter mom and like tiger parent. It's like, girl, but I think these are all my tiers. But I have some honorary mentions because I just feel like I couldn't quite put this sort of mom in any of the tiers. But I was thinking like emotionally abusive mothers and emotionally unavailable and emotionally neglectful are like a whole tier. I say around tier D or maybe underneath tier D because I think to some degree these women can be reasoned with. Um, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Where do emotionally abusive, maybe emotionally abusive, emotionally neglectful are like two different things. Uh, not that I think about it. I think emotionally neglectful can be a different tier, maybe like a tier E, perhaps. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. What do y'all think about the tiers that I mentioned? This was super casual for me, and maybe if y'all guys want the Father's Day version, I will go more in depth and have like that little tier layout shit that people be using. Well, let me know. And happy Mother's Day, y'all.